What's poppin'? Poppin' perspective. My name is AK, and I'm here with.
Jay, what do we have for the docket today, dude?
Yes, Rings of Power, Season 2, Episode 4. My personal opinion, just quickly, wasn't the strongest episodes, but it had a lot of cool things that happened. Just I thought it wasn't as good as the previous three.
Yeah, so this topic we're trying to actually figure out is the hate justified, right? And
Yes, yes,
this episode wasn't the best, as you said, of the season. And even saying that, it's still probably a decent episode for season one. Because, in my opinion, season one was very much a drag.
yes. I would say this is probably like in season one terms, this would probably be like one of the better episodes in relation
Yeah.
to season one. But for season two, it's probably one of the weakest episodes. But like I said, there was some amazing things that happened. For all you book readers out there, I know as a fellowship, one of Fellowship of the Ring, as one of my
Fellowship.
favorite, of the series. The first book was my favorite of the series, and seeing Tom Bombadil in live action, I loved it. What was
Yeah.
your though? I know me and you were talking off camera here. Where was your biggest highlight of the season of this episode?
Yeah, so this episode, there's so much things that are happening and so many lines we're trying to follow. Some
Mhm.
boring, some not so much. The stranger, who I'm not just going to refer to as Gandalf.
Grand Elf.
Until I'm proven wrong, he's Gandalf. So when Gandalf meets Tom, that was definitely a highlight of the episode. All those
Yes,
scenes
yes.
were fun. Tom brings a certain levity to it. I know book readers would think that he should be more eccentric,
Jovial, maybe. I think.
jovial. Yes, in this
Yeah,
one, I think he's a bit more involved, but
agreed.
I liked it. Personally, I liked it.
I just think for the tone of the show, having a character who's more jovial and more whimsical may not have flown, or like it may ruin the pacing of the show even worse than the show already has. So I understand toning him down. I still like seeing Tom Bombadil. It was, regardless if it was an on page accuracy, none of the characters, even the Percy Jackson, Frodo, Aragon, they're not exactly how they are in the book. So I mean, for what we got,
Dude,
I
they made
appreciate it.
Isildur's brother into a sister, so I think we can take a slightly toned down Tom Bombadil.
Exactly, exactly. But I liked him. I liked how he was gaslighting. He was
Gandalf.
gaslighting Gandalf about Goldberry. Goldberry's like, "Who was that lady singing?" I don't know. What were you talking about? No one was singing. I was like, "You're such an ass."
It's like, what do you mean I'm alone? Aren't you here with me?
And I love it. That's something Tom would really do in like even the books. He likes to just be mysterious for the sake of being mysterious, even though he has no
Yeah.
reason to be. And it was very on point. And
Yeah, and I
yeah,
guess for some of the non-book readers, I'm not a book reader, but I like doing deep dive information for no reason. So yeah, Tom Bombadil apparently is one of the first beings on Middle Earth,
yes, yes,
predating even Melkor, right? Morgoth,
Morgoth.
who then no, Melkor first and then Morgoth. Yeah.
Yes, yes, Belkor was
So
the
and
not before
and
the first age. Yeah,
yeah, so Tom actually indicates that he was there before the stars and calling the stars young.
yeah, he was there
So,
before the first light. He was there when
yeah,
darkness was not a thing to be afraid of.
yeah. So, really, really interesting character. People a lot smarter than me think he's God, even though Tolkien literally came out and said, no, he's not Middle
Oh,
Earth's
really? He said
God.
that.
But yeah, he did. But people are like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Um, from my understanding, Tolkien wrote Tom basically as us being imported into the world. How we were basically the readers and just watching it all unfold. That's what Tom is. He's just there watching
Yeah,
it all unfold without
he doesn't
interfering.
involve himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's what you're saying. I know in this, it seems like he's a little more evolved. Like he apparently trained the quote unquote dark wizard. Fake Sauron, and now it looks like he's training fake Gandalf. I mean, that's probably my only issue is the whole Gandalf and potential Sauron Dark Wizard thing. I kind of want
I
them to be
don't
blue
think that's
wizards.
Saruman though.
I
I
hope not.
really
It
don't think
were
that's
that.
Saruman.
I'm okay with a lot of the lore extensions or breaking that the show has done, but that would probably piss me off the most to do that.
Because there are in the lore other wizards from the east.
Blue wizards, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So could be one of them.
I
It'd be
would love
very
both
interesting
of
to
them to be
see.
blue wizards. I think both of them being blue wizards would be a lot more better, but
I
I think all the build
get
up for
it.
Gandalf,
Yeah,
it
I
just,
get it.
it's,
And at
yeah.
this point, guys, come on, just freaking give him his dang staff. Call him Gandalf. Let's wrap this
Let's do it.
storyline up. It's like they're
But I know
building it up. Just it's done.
but that we can get to that on like the negative side of things. We
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
like
yeah, for
let's
sure.
focus on more like the highlights
The
here.
positives.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so Tom Bombadil highlight. My personal favorite part of this episode was the ants and wives and seeing Arendir, um, basically have to apologize and own up to the fact that he did help butcher the trees and just showing the somberness. And I do believe that is going to end up being Mirkwood, if I'm not mistaken, from the Lord of the Rings, that
I
area.
think you might be right. Yeah.
Yeah, but just seeing the end wives, especially if you remember from Lord of the Rings, Two Towers and Fellowship, when Greybeard was talking about the ends, he's like, "We misplaced all the end wives," which was just a weird nod to the books. But seeing the end wives himself actually in action, I loved it. It was great.
Which is shocking because they were so loud. Like, how
Yeah,
did
how
you
did you misplace
misplace
that?
them?
And just seeing how the end wife, it was so sad because that was like she looked at all the trees like her children, and just her
Hmm.
crying out because of all the trees destruction. It reminded me very much of Greybeard when he sees all of the trees. Like, some of these were my friends,
Yeah.
and just seeing the nature destroyed around him. I love seeing the end wives. They were my highlight.
Yeah, they were, but yeah, sorry, positives, positives. Yes, okay. To round off one of my positives, we have our protagonist, the Miss Perfect, nothing ever wrong that she does, Galadriel,
I mean, you can't call her Miss
and
Perfect. She's
and
owning up to a lot
Elrond,
of the mistakes of season one. She realized she fucked
and
up way too much, but
yeah, and Elrond. They battle the Burrow Downs.
yes, yes,
Cool
the past
scene,
kings.
but it was super short. Again, trying to say with the positives. It's a little hard for this episode.
Yeah, same issue I had with the end to end drive. Same thing I had with Tom and the Bear Downs. I wanted more of it. Now I
Yeah.
understand this is an 8 season show. Each episode is about an hour 10 long. I kind of want them. I don't mind if the CGI isn't as pretty as it is because this show is a beautiful show. But if they do a
Hmm.
10 episode show, an hour each, cut down on the budget on the CGI, focus on expanding on the storyline, I think the show would be more successful. And I think things like the Bear Downs, the Ents and Drives, the stories
Yeah.
and Harfords, all that could be fleshed out far better than what it is on screen due to the 8 episode limitation.
Oh yeah. Actually, we got another group of hobbits. Let me mention about the
Stories.
hobbits. Yeah, the story.
So do you know anything about the stories and who is their future ancestor? I want to know if you know this deep cut.
Ah, I do. It's
Andy
one of the people.
Serkis.
Ah,
Smeagol
interesting.
Smeagol comes from the ancestries of the Stores,
Nice.
and they are known because, and I think that's because of the whole desert theme where they live right now. In the future, they're
Hmm.
gonna be living near a lot of ocean, not ocean, but like a lot of rivers. So they're more river folks in the books. While the hobbits are more in ground now. So it's kind of cool how those are gonna be they're gonna basically swap positions in the future.
Okay.
But I like seeing the stories of the Harford, the whole lore of that, the Harford who went to search for a better land, and left and kind of split the lineage. I like that. It was all
Hmm.
good, but I'm just done with the Harford storyline. As much as I like the lore, I know we're talking on positives, but kind of
Yeah.
I'm kind of done with the whole Harford. So what
Same.
was your
Yeah.
take?
All right. Let's just get into the dislikes as well. Like,
Okay, yeah,
yeah. I'm done with that whole storyline, and it
yeah.
doesn't feel like it's going anywhere, or they will be relevant to the Rings of Power or anything
I
like
mean,
that.
yeah, whether it be relevant to like the whole Rings of Power itself, I think they're building up to the eventual season finale, series finale when the show ends. Is they're going to find the Shire, and I think that's all they're building up to. Which, let's be honest, I don't need to see the introduction of how the Shire was built.
I agree, and we might see the stories in Harfoots. I mean, they're taking liberties, so they might
Yes,
merge together. creating the hobbits. It's just more freaking hobbits that I don't really care about.
Yeah, like it was cute to see Poppy and that one guy share googly eyes, but I mean,
Yeah.
if the hobbits, if Poppy and um the other Hobbit, I can't remember Nori, if they were better
Hmm.
written, nothing against the actors, but if they were better written and the episodes were longer to flesh them out, perhaps.
Hmm.
But it was cute to
Yeah.
see Poppy share googly eyes, but I didn't need it.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely you're referring to the new character. I have it written down here. Merrimack, I think, is
Nobody.
what
He
they're.
calls himself Nobody, right?
Yeah. So he seems like a quirky, interesting character.
He might give some levity, might make the episode,
Yeah.
might make the Hartford storyline a little more interesting because
Fun.
it's more
Yeah.
jovial. But
Yeah. Now
I'll be honest, if we don't see the Hartfords all throughout the rest of the season until the season finale, I'd be okay with that. They just say, "Oh, we ended up just living with them until the Dark Wizard was taken care of," and not the season finale. The Dark Wizard was taken care of. They're like, "Okay, now let's go back home." Like, okay,
bro, it's gonna be like Home Alone. So they're gonna set up booby traps
no,
because you know the
God,
Dark
please
Wizard is
don't do
coming,
that.
and then
No,
right at the
please
end,
don't.
Gandalf is gonna come with his sun shining at the back. That's exactly
I
what's gonna happen.
swear, if they do
I
that,
bet you it's gonna happen.
I'm going to bet you be pissed because I'm enjoying the season so far. That will instantly take me out of the season.
Yeah, I can see it happen though.
I know. Behind the scenes, there was a lot of talk that they took out a lot of the Númenórean storyline to focus
Mm,
on fleshing out the main players of the story.
yeah, yep.
Why couldn't we just take out the story, the Hartford storyline, and focus primarily on the Númenóreans because they're far more interesting than Hartford's? Please, Prime, Amazon.
We might get a slight time skip for
I
Numenor.
think so. Yeah.
So something that I've been bothered about this entire season. A lot of cool scenes happen in the dark, and this time I watched it
Yes.
on my
This.
laptop. I still couldn't see shit. Like it's so dark.
Yeah, so that was actually
Brighten up,
something I
guys.
disagreed with you last episode. I said, no, I feel like the lighting was decent. At least on my TV, I had no issues.
Yeah,
But this episode, I agree. A lot of the scenes, I had to like rewind and like, wait, what just happened? 'Cause I
yeah.
couldn't tell, which was
Like the
kind of like,
Burrow Downs. That whole scene. Again, a cool scene,
yes, yes.
but just marred by it being too dark to see anything.
Now, one scene that was all in the light, and I thought it was freaking fantastic, was that worm slug creature who engulfed Arendir and Theo. Oh, not Theo. It was Arendir and Isildur, right? That was
Yeah,
really cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
I guess. It was
It's just
so
showing
unnecessary.
no, but just showing that the monsters are reawakening in Middle Earth,
Could
and that's
have seen more of the ants, right?
no, I
I
agree.
mean,
I agree. If they'd taken that like 5-10 minute fight scene, they could have
it
focused on the ends
was
and the
it
bear
was like
downs. But it was
30
a cool
seconds
scene.
of a throwaway gag, which is we're going to have dinner. It's like, come, I said, what was the point of it?
I liked
It was
it.
a scene for the
It
sake of a
humanized
scene.
Arendir a little more. And Arendir this season hasn't really done much, so it gave him something to do.
Yeah, I 100%
And the
agree. We
whole
need some
entourage
levity with
thing,
that guy.
yeah,
Yeah, I hope him and
Theo.
Isildur
Mm.
have a more fun banter-ish kind of
They were getting there.
approach.
By the end of the
Yeah,
episode, they had it there.
yeah. So
Talking about Isildur, what did you think about him and Estrid? And do you like Estrid as a character? Do you want more of Estrid, or do you?
yeah, yeah. So the person she's betrothed to
God, I want to
miraculously
punch that
is
guy.
alive, and I'm
Yeah.
like, who the hell is this guy?
Oh, like I know you mentioned him like
It's
for
like,
like
yeah,
one
this shit
line,
ain't
but like
lasting.
yeah, I was like
I actually
Isildur,
liked her.
if you stab him in the middle of the night, I like you guys together. I don't like this
Yeah,
weird guy. This
yeah.
no,
Out of a
nobody.
lot of the characters, I felt drawn to her very quickly.
Yeah, they did a
She
good
has
job at
a
writing that character so
charismatic
far.
portrayal to the character, and
Very.
I felt very enamored whenever I saw her.
Because I do know
Um,
Isildur's wife is never named in the books and the Silmarillion, Lord of the Rings, Chronicles, and
hmm.
all. So they could easily just make the Estrid Isildur's wife, which makes her what Aragon's great mom, grandma. Or I don't know
There's
how many
something I
greats in
wanted to
between
touch
there's
on
two.
with the
Yeah.
Burrow Downs real quick. I'm so sorry. One thing I liked about it, in the battle, in the heat of battle, the good mind of Elrond.
Elrond. Oh
Yeah,
yes,
he's like that guy's book smart, right? So he's read up
yes.
on a whole bunch of shit, and in the heat of battle, he's like, "Oh shit, I've
We need
read
to
this.
use
I
their
know
weapons.
what to do." Yeah, that was really good. I really like that.
Yeah,
Goes
and
to
I
show his
do,
strategic mind.
and I
Oh,
actually
quick
do. I
question on
know.
him. Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, no, no. Continue, continue.
Yeah, Elrond. Elrond is so like hates the ring
So
so
that's what I was going to
much,
bring up. Yeah. So
and
I
he actually
like
ends up with the ring later on,
that was a good
right?
line
He.
when Galadriel has a chance to either all of them gets captured, potentially
Mm,
die, or one of them gets sacrificed so the others can make escape. She sacrifices the ring and gives it to Elrond, and the other elves are like, "Oh, look at her! She's so brave. She's sacrificing herself for us." Like, no, she's saving the ring, and
yeah.
I think the whole point of having Elrond skeptical of the ring is so we as viewers aren't like, hey, why is nobody questioning the rings? Because we know
Hmm.
Sauron had potential influence on it. So I think that's what that's there to show is like, not everybody has accepted them yet, but at the end of the episode, end of the season, he's going to finally come around to the ring.
Hmm.
I think that's what they're
Right.
building
Yeah.
up to.
Because we know in Lord of the Rings he ends up with one of the rings.
Yes, yes. Which well, I'm not going to spoil. I'm not sure if you know
Yeah.
whose ring that. Okay, you do.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
going to spoil for
It is
watchers.
a big
We'll get
spoiler, but
very
yes.
big, so I'm not going to say nothing. But
Um,
yes, you are right. He ends up ultimately holding a ring. But another issue I'm having is it's been 4 episodes now, and Elrond and Durin hasn't have a scene together, and they were my favorite pairing of season one. And I feel like if I was a showrunner or a show writer or producer or director or anything, if I knew the fans loved Durin and Elrond, I would have focused on giving more of that in season two. And it's kind of upsetting to see that we haven't seen it once, and it's been
I'm
4 episodes
gonna
in.
give a prediction on that. We're
Mhm.
not gonna see them together this season.
Which I can see that, which is very
Yeah,
upsetting.
and it
It's
sucks.
yeah, but
But
I
you
know
know
we
what they
talked.
could do is just show us more Durin and his
Jordan.
wife.
I'm
I
okay
love
with
every
that.
scene with
I
him.
love them.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
them. Um, yeah. So I mean, I think that's all the goods and like the bads I have. Like now, the
Yeah.
ending of the episode, I did enjoy that action scene. Same issue with you though. The lighting needed to be a little more brighter,
Hmm.
but I do like to see Galadriel fighting the Leech orcs on the way to Eregion. That's basically these orcs led by Adar is basically the ones that Sauron told
Yeah.
him they mount up and march to Eregion, and I'm gonna give you guys Saruman. Basically, he's just having the elves
Sauron.
and
Yeah.
Sauron. I apologize. He's just having the
Yeah.
elves and the orcs fights just so he can
Yep.
kill Adar. That's what he's doing. He's manipulating both forces,
Yep. He's
and the
smart.
elves have no
Yeah.
idea what's going on. And
Weaken
I
the
like,
elves. So yeah.
yeah, I'm enjoying that, which I have a feeling next week episode is going to be a big battle episode of Eregion, which I feel like is
I don't know about it being that soon. We'll see.
what they
I
already
think that's
marching
more of
there,
a
and they're
season
about.
ending.
You think so? Because they did say that
Hmm.
they're only a fortnight away, which is I think like a week away at when they went to the Barrow Forest, and then they left the Barrow Forest. So I mean, they're probably
Well,
about 3 to 4 days
people
away
want to see
now.
Numenor, right? So we'll have an episode over Numenor. We're not gonna. I don't think we. I think we'll get a battle at the end of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe like a little skirmish to start off. Maybe because this is 4 episodes. Last season, episode 6 was a big battle episode, and then 7 was the Mordor episode, and then no, Sauron goes to Eregion, gets healed,
Hmm.
and then Mordor's in episode 8. So yeah, it might be 2 more episodes. Then you might be right. I could see
Yeah.
them. I could see them waiting for 2 more episodes, but I hope it's soon because I want there to
Um.
be some conclusion to a storyline faster
Yeah.
than wait to the end. But
So to clarify, is the hate justified?
yes,
There's
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
so.
hate going on. YouTube critics.
Now, when the people on Twitter and YouTube, Reddit, they're hating for the sake that is not following the Silmarillion or following
Hmm. Right.
the books to a T. But even Peter Jackson, not Percy Jackson, sorry, that's another book. But not even Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings series followed the books to a T. A lot of things were missing, like the burning of the Shire or Galadriel and the elves laying siege on a tower of Saruman. So there's a lot of things that was missing in the movies versus the books. Even the characterization of some of the characters were missing. Tom Bombadil was gone.
Hmm.
photos
Yep,
of vastly different character in the books to movies. So I don't think the hate is justified when they're regarding it's not book
the
accurate.
same. Right.
Yeah, I think that is little star like a star man or just a cry for attention. Now you can have serious critiques on the show,
Yeah.
but what
I,
do you think?
I
Is it
think they're
justified?
gonna have to justify a lot of the what I guess they would deem unnecessary changes,
Yes.
like changing Isildur's brother to his sister. Like, is there a reason for that? Are we gonna see a reason for that? And there are other characters and choices that they've made that if there is a payoff, if there is a reason, I think
Hmm.
I'm okay with it. If there was no reason, then I don't see why you'd want to do that.
Like for a
Because
reason
the
for me
building
is
of
like the
Gondor is heavily involved with Isildur and his brother. It's not
oh
just
really?
Isildur, right?
Okay.
So
Well, no,
there,
actually, is his brother dead? Because last season they did mention a brother.
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
And that maybe we'll see him be resurrected, but what's the
No, because I
point of
think they
doing it
said
so much later?
his brother didn't want to be a salesman, a seaman like his dad, and eventually a sailor. So he went elsewhere within Numenor. But now we know, like we saw last week's episode, that there's an east side of Numenor and there's a the main side of Numenor. So
I don't recall that
no,
conversation. Yeah,
okay, maybe I'm misremembering. It's been a while since I've seen season one, but okay.
I don't hear half the shit, so don't worry about it.
No.
But I think there are legitimate critiques of the show. The writing
Mhm.
is very weird at times, very robotic. The delivery feels like they're talking to something instead of enacting and recreating something. It doesn't feel natural at times. But I just don't think the hate is justified. I think this is still a good show. They are trying their best and they've improved since season one, and that's all I can
Mhm.
ask for. Get better. Let's like keep telling a good story, good narrative. And I think yes, spending
Exactly.
$1 billion, maybe spend a little bit more on your freaking scriptwriters and
Yeah.
make the characters just a bit more charismatic. You will get there.
Because yeah, I agree with that. $1 billion is a lot, and I think they could even decrease that budget. Like I already said, they don't like as beautiful as the show is. It looks like it's from movies. It looks better than most movies I see on the
Mhm.
theaters nowadays. But it's a TV show. I'll be okay with a little lax CGI. House of the Dragons, for instance, it's a beautiful show. It cost half of what this show is done to produce, and they could just do half and then focus, and then they can expand on the writing staff, expand the episode count to 10 episodes for all TV show, not just this show, House of Dragon included, other shows, Netflix, Looking at You, Chaos and all. 10 episode seasons, stop with the 8
Mhm.
episodes. Even Disney Plus, stop with these 8 episodes, 6 episode seasons. You don't get enough time to flesh anything out, and then it's going to just be critiques after critiques because,
Yep.
well, there's not we didn't like it because nothing really happened because there's only 8 episodes of 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, however long. If you have 10 episodes of 1 hour each, there's so much more you could do with that.
Agreed.
Sorry for
100%.
the tangent. That's just something
Yeah,
I've
no.
hated in modern TV.
Whenever a show says it's 8 episodes, I'm very skeptical. Like, oh, is it
Yeah,
going to be good?
yeah. I mean, Disney
Fallout. That
Plus
proved me wrong.
is yeah. Which one? What was it?
I said Fallout proved me wrong. That was a
Yeah, that was
fantastic
fantastic.
show.
But
Oh my god, that was such a
very
good
few have
show.
nailed the whole 8 episode season concept.
And they dumped it all at the same time.
Did it? What? Yeah, it did. You're
Right,
right.
yeah. We
Yeah.
spent like all weekend watching the Dead Show.
It was such a good show, though. That
It
was
was
worth
really
it.
good. It
This
was
show,
worth
if they
it.
released it
Very
all at
worth it.
once, I feel like it would have been too much of a drag, which I would probably watch like one
Yeah.
episode, like maybe 3 episodes in a week, and then like give up for like a month and then go back to it. So I'm glad this is weekly.
Yeah.
But I mean, episode four overall, the ending definitely has me excited to see the conclusion, just to see Adar and Galadriel reunite and have a communication again because they were very compelling in season one. Their dialogue
Hmm.
was very fun in the last couple episodes of season one. So I want to see them. I want to see more Saruman, and I want to see more Sauron. I have to apologize. I don't know why I keep saying
Yes,
that.
Sauron.
Yeah, I want to see more Sauron and Celebrimbor. But I think episode four, like I said, wasn't the best episode, but it
Hmm.
had some decent story beats and action. but I want them to expand more on like Tom Bombadil, the Bear Downs, and Dwarves. I hope we see more of them.
We'll see a
I
lot more
hope,
of Tom, I think.
yeah, 100%
It seems like he's
Tom,
going
but
to be teaching Gandalf. So.
Grand Elf. That still makes me mad. Like, why do we have to have the store leader say, "Oh, you mean like a Grand Elf?" Like, no, just name him Gandalf. God damn it! Like, anyways, what
Yeah.
about you? Any final thoughts?
No, that's it, man. That's it.
No, perfect, perfect. Well, hopefully episode 5 is a far cry better than episode 4, but overall, I'm interested. They have my attention, so let's see how the season ends.
Yeah. Watch our previous video. We had a
Yes,
few
and
minor criticisms.
yes, but drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think so far this season. Has it been better or worse than you expected? And subscribe. Thanks.
Yep. Peace.